Still watering plants. Onimusha Warlords. Bleh. Onimusha, the first game in the Onimusha series, was recently announced for an HD re-release. And, you know, once the PS3 generation came around, a lot of fucking cool old school series from the PS2. A lot of PS2 action games got re-released. Prince of Persia, Tomb Raider, God of War, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, etc. Uncharted, this generation, just to put it at 1080p, 60 FPS. But yeah, a lot of, and then of course, Devil May Cry. And a lot of people have been wanting an Onimusha HD collection as well. And for the people in the know, the most commonly accepted reason as to why it hasn't happened yet is because Onimusha was a game that was trying to be really cinematic. Not in the way that games are now, where they're just super photorealistic and have no art style and will inevitably age poorly in 5 years. And have like really intrusive cutscenes and unskippable walking sequences. Rather, Onimusha just hired like film actors, and otherwise were just normal action games from that era. They just had really expensive actors. So like the main guy who played Samanosuke was like a Hollywood tier Japanese voice actor, or at least like a whatever the Japanese equivalent to Hollywood is. So yeah, and he got their voice and his likeness rights. So Samanosuke, the character, the Capcom character, also looks like this Japanese actor. And people were theorizing that that was the reason that Onimusha wasn't getting re-released anytime soon, because they would have to pay him again. That's the reason, and also because Japanese seiyuu contracts are generally complicated. That's the reason that when Soul Calibur 2 got re-released in HD a couple years ago, they completely ditched the Japanese track entirely and just had the English voices, which is unfortunate because a lot of them suck and a lot of the Japanese voices are super awesome. So, and also the Onimusha special effects team, they were given like an award for being the first studio to ever mocap a horse, because with one of the intros to either Onimusha, I think it was Onimusha 2, they mocapped a fucking horse. It might have even been the first one. They mocapped a horse to, like, you know, because they're samurais riding in on horseback, fucking people up. And that had never been done before, because they were really going far and beyond to make their FMVs really fucking cool and cinematic. And Onimusha 3 had French live action actor Jean Reno playing the secondary main character. Who's like a French guy who gets teleported back into feudal Japan for some reason. I don't really know. See, and that whole conceit, like, why the fuck does some French guy randomly get transported? It's clearly just so that they can have Jean Reno in the game and on the cover. So, like, the cinematic quality of Onimusha was always the selling point, but in regards to, you know, re-securing those rights to those actors, that's what most people think was difficult about ever re-releasing the games again. Unfortunate, but they seem to have solved that, because for the HD re-release of Onimusha 1, they are just recasting Samanosuke. He still looks like the actor, so apparently they don't have to pay again for that, or maybe they do. But they're just redubbing him, and I presume any other actors who would be deemed too expensive. The English cast is still the same, because, you know, early 2000s English dub, a bunch of fucking nobodies who cost nothing. So, they found a way around it. Which is to say, if they're expecting, and what I'm basically trying to say is that I don't care about the explanation because I know the explanation. But if they're seriously expecting me to pay more than $20 for an HD re-release of a PS2 game, I'm not paying for it. If this is like a test to see if it's worth, like, doing the same thing for Onimusha 2 and 3, that's fine. But if they expect me to pay like $40 or, God forbid, $60 for an HD re-release of a PS2 game, no thank you.